are you? Do you know who you are? By show of hands, how many of you here know who your true, authentic self is? All right, soul seekers are us. I love it. I have a confession. I don't know who I am. I thought I knew until a few months ago when I was having a conversation with a gentleman about soul searching and introspection. And he asked me this question: do you know who you are? And I laughed. Of course I know who I am. I'm a fashion designer, an engineer, a real estate broker, an author, a speaker, a visionary. Boy, was the joke on me. That was a sign. I believe in signs. I believe that the universe is showing us signs every day, whether we pay attention to them or not. What I like to say is the universe is tapping me on the shoulder. Sometimes I pay attention right away. Sometimes it takes 2, 3 taps. Sometimes it takes a pounding in the head, which is what happened a few weeks after that conversation when I woke up in a panic one morning, wondering who I was. And I realized I crumbled in tears because I realized that I had no answer. Because as I was going through the rubble of my life, I knew that I have been someone that someone else wanted me to be, more than I've been someone that I wanted to be. All I could see was a girl who got up on a motorcycle on her first date, even though she hated motorcycles. I could see a girl who went on a bicycle ride for 4 days, 70 miles a day, after she didn't ride a bicycle for 16 years because her mother, when she was 15, told her if she rides a bicycle any longer, she'll have thick calves and she'll be unattractive. All I could see was an immigrant girl with an accent who kept a low profile in her business because she was afraid of peer judgment and criticism, and she didn't want to disappoint her loved ones in case she failed. All I could see was a businesswoman who hired people who didn't belong and didn't fire them because she didn't want to break their hearts. We do this, don't we? We do more for others than we do for ourselves. We say yes when we want to say no. We acquiesce because we don't want to disappoint. We want to be liked. We want to fit in. We want to belong. Have you ever done it? Have you ever done something in life for fear of being judged? For fear of being criticized? For fear of not meeting someone's expectations? You have, yeah? And then you wake up one day wondering who the heck you are. We are tribal creatures. We are the byproduct of our environment. We are spit out from the subconscious programming of our ancestors and our society. We have survival tattooed in our DNA. In the olden days, if we didn't belong, we got booted out of the tribe and we got eaten alive by wild beasts. Nowadays, if we don't belong, we are afraid to die alone and unloved. So we do everything we can to belong. Needless to say, I was having an identity crisis. Some would call it a spiritual awakening. I'm not gonna lie, it was more of a spiritual nightmare for me that day. Then I was lucky. A few days later, the universe tapped me again on the shoulder in the form of a quote from a speech by Tom Billio. It said, "It doesn't matter who you are today. It matters who you want to become and what price you're willing to pay to get there." And in that moment, I realized that I had 2 choices. One, I could go through the file cabinet of my life trying to figure out which files belong to me and which file belonged to the world. This file belonged to me. This file to the world. This file to the world. This file to the world. This file. Or I could just burn all my files down. I could burn myself to the ground. I could burn myself to ashes and rise up like a phoenix. And that moment I realized that it didn't matter who I was that day, or the day before, or the day before, or the day before. It mattered who I wanted to become. And that I was willing to pay a price. And the price is high, my friends. It could cost you marriage. It could cost you friendships, relationships, business, sleepless nights. But the higher the price, the higher the gain, because you gain yourself back, your true, authentic self that the world craves to see and hear. Because as you walk naked, as your true self into the world, you shine a light on everyone you meet, and you heal everyone you touch. Let me be your tap on the shoulder today. Let me inspire you to embrace your own awakening. Burn yourself to the ground if you have to, and rise up from your own ashes. Let go of who you have become and unleash the beautiful creature inside of you who's dying to come out. You are a gift to the world. And I have one more question for you. Who would you be if there was no one to judge you, no one to criticize you, and no one to have any expectations of you? Who would you be?